Across the stars, the Imperium of Man stands upon three great pillars: faith, industry, and war. The Astartes are the last of these, the blade drawn when faith is not enough, and forges alone cannot hold the line. They are warriors without equal, forged to be relentless, to be perfect, to be feared. The Imperium calls them the Adeptus Astartes. The common citizen knows them only as Space Marines. To those who fight beside them, they are the Angels of Death. This transmission will examine their origin, their making, and their place within the Imperium. They are not gods. They are not men. They are something in between, shaped by the Emperor's hand to wage war without end. The origins of the Adeptus Astartes lie in the earliest years of the Great Crusade, the Emperor's war to reunite humanity beneath a single banner. The galaxy then was fractured. Warp storms cut worlds off from one another. Xenos empires preyed on scattered human systems. Unity required more than diplomacy. It required a weapon unlike any seen before. The Emperor had already raised armies, the Thunder Warriors, transhuman soldiers bred in haste to conquer Terra. But they were unstable. Their purpose was short-lived. To carry his war into the stars, the Emperor needed something enduring. From his own genetic design, he forged 20 Primarchs, gene sons intended to lead his legions. And from those Primarchs, he derived the gene seed, living biological templates that could reshape human recruits into superhuman warriors. This was the birth of the Astartes. Each legion was shaped in their Primarch's image, carrying fragments of their genetic and temperamental design. They were organized, disciplined, and capable of fighting wars that ordinary soldiers could not survive. They gave them a simple purpose: to reclaim the galaxy for mankind. With the Astartes at the front, the Great Crusade swept across the stars. World after world bent to the imperial truth. To many, these warriors were the living proof of the Emperor's divinity, though such words were forbidden at the time. They were not born as symbols. They became them through victory.
A Space Marine is not born, he is made. The process begins with selection. Chapters draw recruits from worlds that breed hard lives, hive depths, death worlds, feral wastes. They are chosen young, before the mind sets and the bones fix. Most never see the fortress monastery. Those who do begin the long proving. Trials strip away the unready. Endurance runs through toxic wind. Duels under thin air. Nights without light or sleep. The body is measured. The will is measured more. Those who endure are named neophytes, candidates for implantation. The apothecarian takes them in hand. Over years, organs derived from gene seed are implanted to remake flesh. Each organ has purpose, each changes the recruit. A secondary heart supports extreme exertion. The osmortula alters bone growth, thickening the skeleton. The biscopia floods muscle with growth signals. The hymastamen improves blood oxygenation. Larman's organ seals wounds with a rapid coagulant film. The catalepsian node lets the marine rest one part of the brain while the other remains alert. The preomner neutralizes poisons before they reach the gut. The omophagia allows limited memory uptake from consumed tissue, used sparingly and only for war. A multi-lung lets him breathe where others choke. The oculobe sharpens low-light vision. Lyman's ear grants balance even amid concussion and roar. The Sasan membrane permits deep healing torpor when ordered. Melanochrome hardens the skin against radiation and sun. The oolitic kidney purges blood-borne toxins. The neuroglottis can identify compounds by taste. The mucranoid triggers secretion of a protective film in hostile conditions. Becher's glands can produce a caustic bite if survival demands it. Two organs are set apart. The progenitoids, sometimes called the gene seed glands, store and mature genetic stock so the chapter can endure. And last comes the black carapace, a subdermal armor that interfaces with power armor through neural sockets. When this graft takes, the warrior and his warplate act as one. Implantation alone does not create an Astartes. The mind must be reforged. Hypno-indoctrination lays down reflex paths the drill yard cannot. Chem conditioning tempers fear and pain. Litany and catechism set duty above self. Chaplains shape belief. Librarians test for the touch of the warp. Apothecaries watch for rejection, corruption, or decline. Training is constant. Bolter drill until the weapon is an extension of thought. Blade work in powered gauntlets. Void assaults from dropcraft into hard vacuum. Planetfall in storms and ash. Squad tactics until a battle brother moves before the order is spoken. The armor's spirit is learned. Diagnostics, reverence, reset rites, because a suit neglected will resist its wearer. Not all reach the end. Some bodies fail an implant. Some minds fracture under the weight of conditioning. The fortunate may serve as chapter serfs. Others are lost. The price of perfection is paid in silence. Those who survive enter the scout company. Lighter armor, reconnaissance, sabotage, precision stripes. Here the neophyte learns the chapter's voice and the meaning of initiative under constraint. Veteran sergeants judge what the rights cannot. How a warrior chooses when orders and reality diverge. When the apothecaries confirm stable gene seed and the chaplains judge the soul prepared, the scout is elevated. The black carapace is sanctified anew. A full suit of power armor is granted. The neophyte becomes a battle brother. Not a symbol for the masses, though he will be used as one, but a soldier crafted to carry a burden that would break a regiment. From that hour, life narrows to duty. Centuries of war, punctuated by the rites that keep man and machine aligned. The body will change further with age. The mind will grow still. The gene seed will be guarded, harvested when the end comes, and returned to the vaults so the chapter can raise its sons again. This is the transformation, not miracle, method. The Emperor's design applied without mercy, so that when a chapter is called, it answers with men who do not break.
The Adeptus Astartes are not a single army. They are 1,000 fragments of the same design, scattered across the Imperium. Each is a chapter, autonomous, disciplined, and bound to the throne by oath rather than direct chain of command. This structure was not always so. During the Great Crusade, the Space Marines were organized into vast legions, each numbering in the tens of thousands, commanded by their primarchs. But the heresy proved what the Emperor had not wanted to see. Power without limit can turn upon itself. When the war ended, Guilliman of Ultramar reshaped the Astartes into a new order. His instrument was the Codex Astartes. The Codex is both doctrine and scripture. It defines how a chapter is raised, how it fights, how it endures. Each chapter is to number roughly 1,000 battle brothers, divided into 10 companies. A single chapter may be small beside a legion, but in discipline and flexibility, it is strong. The chapter master commands his warriors. He is advised by the Reclusium, the chaplains who guard the chapter's soul. the Librarius, who wields sanctioned psychic power, and the Armory, overseen by the Tech Marines, and the Apothecarion, custodians of the gene seed. Every aspect of their existence is structured. The first company holds the chapter's veterans, warriors clad in Terminator armor, often centuries old. The second through fifth form the battle companies, the core of most campaigns. Sixth through ninth are reserve forces, able to reinforce or strike where needed. The 10th remains the scout company, training neophytes to one day join the line. The Codex also defines how they fight. Each company is designed to operate independently, capable of deployment across void and battlefield. Tactical squads hold ground, assault squads strike the weak point. Devastators break enemy lines with ranged fire. Veterans lead from the front. Every role has weight. Every brother has place. But the Codex is more than organization. It is a safeguard. No single chapter can muster the strength of a legion. No one commander may command enough to fracture the Imperium again. It is a structure built from the lessons of betrayal. Not all chapters follow it completely. Some hold close to Guilliman's word, others bend it to their own traditions. But even those who diverge, like the savage wolves of Fenris or the proud sons of Sanguinius, cannot escape its influence. The Codex is the spine upon which the Astartes endure. Within this framework, each chapter is its own world, its own rituals, its own banners, its own wars. And yet, across all, a single truth remains. Obedience, not to a single general, but to the Emperor's will as interpreted through their own discipline. This is how the Astartes wage war, not as one army, but as many blades aimed in the same direction.
The Adeptus Astartes were created as a weapon, but the Imperium has made them into something more. They are a symbol, one that shapes the thoughts of those who look upon them. To see a space marine is to stand in the shadow of a myth. To the common citizen, they are divine. Most Imperial subjects will live and die without ever seeing an Astartes in person. Those few who do witness them in battle rarely forget. They appear as giants in ceramite, marked by holy sigils, their names spoken with the same reverence as saints. Their presence is often enough to end a riot or steady a garrison that would otherwise falter. When an Astartes gives an order, few think to refuse. To Imperial commanders, they are strategic assets. A single strike force of Astartes can accomplish what would cost the Astra Militarum tens of thousands of lives. They strike hard, strike fast, and leave nothing standing where resistance once was. Where the Guard holds the line, the Astartes break it. But to the enemies of the Imperium, they are terror made flesh. Orcs speak of them as killing machines that do not fall. Traitors know their arrival as a death sentence. Even Xenos races that command far greater technologies do not ignore the presence of an Astartes strike force. Their legend precedes them, and the legend alone can fracture enemy resolve. This dual existence, myth and instrument, is not accidental. The Imperium understands the power of fear and faith. The Astartes are deployed not only where they are needed militarily, but where their presence will mean the most symbolically. When they descend from the void, they do so as executioners and saviors in one form. To the masses, they are angels. To their commanders, they are precision weapons. But beneath the armor, they are men remade, conditioned to see themselves as instruments of a higher will. For many chapters, belief and purpose are the same thing. For others, faith is replaced by cold discipline. But in every case, they carry the weight of being more than soldiers. The Imperium needs its symbols as much as it needs its armies. The Astartes are both. They inspire loyalty, they inspire fear, And above all else, they remind every subject of the Imperium, friend or foe, that its power is not merely spoken, but enforced.
The Codex Astartes provides structure, but the chapters themselves give the Astartes their character. Each chapter is a mirror of its Primarch, a reflection of ancient wars and old wounds. They fight for the same Imperium, but their methods, rituals, and visions differ. At the center of this constellation stands the Ultramarines. Descended from Rabauti Guleman, they are the exemplars of Codex doctrine. Their discipline is measured, their command structure precise, their campaigns balanced between ruthlessness and order. For many, they are the standard by which others are judged. Guleman's word shapes not just their chapter, but countless successor chapters who share their gene seed. Yet not all Astartes walk in lockstep with the Codex. The Blood Angels, descended from Sanguinius, embody nobility and tragedy alike. Their grace in battle is legendary, their brotherhood revered. But within them stirs a genetic flaw, the red thirst and the black rage, curses that drive them toward bloodlust and visions of their Primarch's death. Their victories are as much acts of devotion as they are of war. The Space Wolves, born of Leman Russ, are another divergence. They follow their own structure, warbands rather than companies, jarls rather than captains. Their ferocity is unmatched. To the wolves, ritual and legend matter as much as orders. Their ways often bring them into quiet tension with Terra, yet their loyalty has never broken. The Dark Angels, first of the legions, keep secrets even from their own. Cloaked in monastic discipline, they wage two wars at once, the Emperor's Wars and their own hidden crusade against the fallen, those who betrayed them during the heresy. Their silence is as infamous as their zeal. These are but three among many. Thousands of chapters exist, some ancient, some young. Some honor their Primarchs openly, others are lost to time, their names carried only in litanies. The Astartes are not uniform. They are fragments of a single vision reshaped by centuries of war. Their differences are both strength and weakness. Strength because diversity of doctrine makes them unpredictable to the enemy. Weakness because no two chapters will ever truly be the same. Astartes do not always march as one. They rarely need to. A single chapter can burn worlds. The Imperium tolerates this divergence because it must. The Angels of Death are too valuable to be bound too tightly. They are trusted and feared in equal measure.
The Adeptus Astartes were born to be the Emperor's blade, a weapon to cut through the darkness and bind a broken galaxy beneath his rule. They have outlived the wars that made them. They have become legend and warning alike. To the Imperium, they are both strength and reminder. They are the Emperor's will made flesh. They are the Angels of Death. Vox seal disengaging. Data archived. Transmission terminated.